Farmers are leaving their fields this summer, taking to the streets to defend the right to produce food. Tractorcades are happening in the Netherlands, Germany, Holland, Spain, Italy, Ireland, and other places. 5,000 farmers in India demonstrated again in August. This is crazy to be happening when we have a world food shortage, but instead of farmers getting the help they need to produce more food, help to fight drought, floods, sky-high prices for gas, fertilizer, they are told to stop producing so much. They are told their crops and animals hurt the environment. They are told they must obey the green diktats of governments, of cartels of banks, even churches. This has reached the extreme in Europe, but it's not far behind in Canada and the United States. This has to stop. Farmers are now joining together. In July, Bill Bullard, the CEO of the biggest US independent cattlemen group, sent support to the Dutch farmers' protests. In August, more messages came from many US states and from Mexico and Chile as well. Food is not a farmer's issue. The farmers are taking a stand for what is morally and scientifically right. Join them on the front lines. We can work together to restore sovereign nations and independent farming and solve the problems so all are fed.
Hello, my name is Alf Schmidt. I'm an animal farmer from Germany. We had planned a big demonstration in Berlin for the 26th of August. Due to massive threats against us personally, we dropped that plan for now. Regardless, here is a brief situation about us farmers in Germany. As it looks like, we are to stop producing on 35% of our land. This is what the law currently demands. On another 70%, we will no longer be able to carry out crop protection. We will also only be allowed to use 80% of the necessary fertilizer there, which means that food grain can no longer be produced on this 70% of the land. On the remaining areas, we are only allowed to use 50% plant protection. This means that production will also go down the drain there. 30% of our remaining areas are to make way for organic farming, which means that we are going down to at least 50% of the actual production possibilities there. In Germany, with the new legislation, about 60 million tons of food grains will no longer be produced. That's 2.5 million truckloads, just to give you an idea of the magnitude. That behind me is the future of Germany. The kilo of wood is trading at the moment from €1 upwards. Entering the forests is forbidden, meanwhile, in many areas because people try to secure themselves with firewood as fuel. Our government wants to cut the oil supply from Russia at the end of the year. They have already managed that we get only 20% gas from Russia. Fertilizer producers stopped production yesterday because the gas they need for it is no longer affordable. It is on the sanction list against Russia. Fertilizers are not on the sanction list against Russia. That means we can buy the fertilizer from Russia normally now. Everything is sick. Everything is being driven to the wall by force, by this red-green rebel. I think that will not go well for much longer. Yesterday I talked to a saleswoman in the store who said that food prices have risen so much that many people now no longer steal cigarettes and liquor but food to make their ends meet. Our youth is being ideologically dumbed down in school. Meanwhile, children who grew up in the village are discriminated. Their parents are murderers, they stink, all such things. The number of animals in Germany is to be halved, but since we have less fertilizer, the government demands that we use more manure. They probably think we have been hiding the manure under the bed until now, and so one thing leads to another. The diesel prices have risen from €1 to €2 compared to the previous year. At the end of the year, diesel prices are expected to reach €3. That's the situation in Germany. So we cannot anymore contribute supplying the world. On the contrary, we will buy off the food on the world from still poorer peoples. Everything is catastrophic in the moment. Changes are urgently needed. But I think the peaceful revolution in Germany will come, must come. The population in all sections are in uproar meanwhile. And it is terrible that we, in one of the richest industrialized countries in the world, are now fighting over firewood. There is no more wood and coal in the stores to buy, or almost nothing. If, then it is traded under the hand. Where are we heading? The security of supply at the end of the year is not guaranteed at all, neither for food nor for energy. I hope it is not so bad in the other countries, but we have to take to the streets together and we have to do something together.
Good morning. My name is Taylor Haynes. I'm president of the Organization for Competitive Markets. We are supporting the independent livestock producing commodity segment. And I want to say we are 100% behind the farmers in Europe, specifically those in Holland and in Germany who are being attacked. And it's also a shout across the bow for farmers and ranchers in America, because our property, our way of life, our livelihoods, and our freedoms are equally at stake. We want to say, stand up for your rights, stand up for farming. We feed the world. God be with us all, and God bless you.
And what is going on in Europe, Belgium and Holland and that area, and the German farmers, we really support you farmers over there. We feel bad that you're having to demonstrate to try and save your livelihoods and support agriculture to help feed the world. Worldwide, there is quite a shortage of food, and we feel that they're jeopardizing the shortage, the availability of food for the sake of environmental control. I realize there's a fine balance there, but you've got to feed yourselves first and then take care of them. Farmers and ranchers are the ones that have been supporting the world for all these years, doing the hard work in that, and they need to, well, for the most part, they are not the ones that are creating the large amount of carbon dioxide. It's the automobile and the transportation systems, and not the farming and the cattle. And in fact, it's been proven here in the United States that the cattle are less than 3% of the CO2 produced in there. So I think they need to rely on sound science before they attack our agricultural producers in this country. I'm also a producer in South Dakota. We raise cattle and grains. With that, we support you, and we are 100% behind you guys. Demonstrating it's time we put our foot down and let the world know that we're here to produce, and we care also about the food supply of this nation, and we intend to continue to support it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Mike Schultz from Kansas. I'm a rancher. I fully support what's going on with the farmers and agriculture back in the European districts, trying to produce food, fuel, fiber for their families and friends when the government's trying to intervene and break a system that's been working for hundreds of years. We'd like to let you guys know that are taking a stand over there that we do support you. It's agriculture in the United States has been the same way.
I'd like to welcome the farmers in Germany and also in Holland, and thank them for the courage that they're having now to stand up and be heard in these countries, that they need fair prices in their country in order to produce for the rest of the population. And we salute them for the efforts they are making now in the demonstrations in their countries.
I'm a rancher from America. I believe that all of the producers in the world share some of the same problems, and we very much support producers in other countries, Germany, Australia. We understand that you have some of the same problems we have. I am of German descent. My name is Bill Cluck. I run a ranch in South Dakota, America, and run cattle. I do run sheep also, and we have different. Every place is different, even in America, and and it's hard for a lot of Europeans to believe, but we're kind of in a desert region, So I run on about 12,000 acres, and I run it alone. Take care of the fence. I've got over 100 miles of fence to take care of. If I have to build a new fence, it's about $10,000 a mile. But in general, I feel that ranchers, farmers all over the world are getting the short end of things, and I would like to see things change for the better. And we very much have watched what's happened in the Netherlands and in Germany, and we appreciate the thing. We're facing some of the same things over here where they want to take our cattle and our land, and it may be a little further behind than you guys, but it's here, and so we would very much want to do what we can to help you.
Y mediante este video grabado desde un rincón de Chile, específicamente en la cuarta región, desde un campo, como podrán ver a mis espaldas, que exportaba uva de mesa, y que frente a la sequía y a diversos factores y a los factores también internacionales, inestabilidad económica, por primera vez este año no pudo exportar. La situación de los agricultores en Chile no es ajena a lo que está pasando a nivel internacional. Como hemos visto en los medios de comunicación internacional, diversos agricultores se han manifestado frente a la crisis alimentaria. Y que la situación es bastante catastrófica. La seguridad alimentaria se está viendo amenazada a nivel internacional por las nuevas políticas verdes que se están implementando y que están amenazando a este grupo. Chile no se ha quedado atrás. Según datos del censo agropecuario chileno, el 30% de la agricultura primaria, es decir, alimentos esenciales, ha ido desapareciendo en los últimos años. La capacidad productiva de los agricultores se ha perdido en un 40%, han perdido un 40%. Y esto no son solamente datos. Yo no soy del área agrónoma, no soy agricultora, pero sí soy periodista y soy consumidora de alimentos y observo y puedo ver el problema que se está teniendo. Aquí he conversado yo con agricultores y sí el 40%, la mayoría ha ido perdiendo esa cantidad en su producción. Ha perdido el 40% de la producción, de la capacidad productiva. Entonces es una situación bastante alarmante.
Radico en la parte norte de México, concretamente en el estado de Sonora, en el Valle del Yaqui, una de las regiones que durante los años 60 y 70 alcanzó a constituirse en el granero de México. Desde esta importante región, que fue cuna de la Revolución Verde, en donde Norman Borlaug la convirtió en la refutación contundente en contra de las políticas malthusianas que presumen que la población crece a una velocidad mayor que la producción de alimentos. Acá en la práctica Borlaug demostró que podemos triplicar o cuadruplicar la producción de alimentos y hacerla crecer a una tasa mayor que el crecimiento poblacional. Desde esta región tan importante del mundo y de México, le mandamos nuestro respaldo solidario a los productores europeos que ahora se enfrentan a los mismos poderes e intereses que pretenden constituir a la extensión del hambre sobre el mundo en un instrumento de despoblación, de disminución de la población mundial para lograr sus propósitos geopolíticos de imponer un verticalismo financiero, económico, mundial. Solidaridad total con los productores, en especial de Alemania, que se oponen a que las políticas verdes, el peor parto de las políticas económicas neoliberales, reduzcan sus tasas de producción, sus áreas de producción, reduzcan los necesarios insumos que necesitan para producir alimentos. Creemos desde acá de México y desde el Valle del Yaqui que ha llegado el momento de crear una vertebración internacional de productores agropecuarios para revertir este desastre y hacerlo por el amor a quienes están amenazados por el hambre, a los pueblos que están siendo marginados, a la muerte por hambruna, para garantizar la paz y para garantizar la alimentación de la población mundial. Este propósito noble tiene que ser la fuerza que unifique la vertebración internacional de los productores agropecuarios para revertir los propósitos genocidas y criminales de los intereses corporativos que manipulan el mercado mundial de alimentos. Todo el apoyo a los productores alemanes.
Send messages of support to the farmers in Germany, Holland, Italy, and other places. Send them to contact@schillerinstitute.org.